In this video, we will talk about Introduction to Variables, Java data types, and primitive data types. Java variable is a way of storing information in a computer. It's also the name of a reserved area allocated in memory. Or you can consider it as a container to hold a value while a program is executed. You can also see variables like your lunchbox to hold your lunch or your snacks, or like a bag to hold your shopping grocery, or like a tumbler to hold your drinking water. Further explanation about variables, you may see the video in the link. Now let's see Java data types. Data types specify the different sizes and values that can be stored in the variable. Type of data type, there are two, primitive data types and non-primitive data types. Primitive data types allow you to store only single data type values, while non-primitive data types allow you to store multiple data type values. Primitive data types include Boolean, char, byte, short, integer, long, float, and double, while non-primitive data type include string, classes, interfaces, and array. Focus in this video is primitive data type. Now let's see primitive data types. There are 8 primitive data types: Boolean, character, byte, short, integer, long, float, and double. Let's see the implementation in Eclipse. In a programming, every time you want to use variable, you have to declare it first. How to declare it is by typing the data type and then space variable name and then equal sign and then the value that you want to assign to that variable. Then how to choose a data type? You choose data type based on what fits to your need or your situation. For example, here we have Boolean. Boolean can only hold either true or false. And this is how you use it. We use the data type. Boolean is the data type. Found is the variable name and then equal sign. And then what's the value? Since Boolean can only hold either true or false, then you type true here and with semicolon. For example, if you want to use false like that, other than that cannot be accepted by Java. Say, for example, like that, hello, it will cause error because you are trying to assign a string to one variable, Boolean. The second one is character. Character only for assigning one character. This is how you use it. Char, and then what's the variable name, and then equal sign, and what's the value to assign. Typical variable that need one character is, for example, grade. Grade A, B, C, for example, but you have to use single quote. Now let's see another data type. Another data type is whole numbers. There are 4 whole numbers in Java programming. The first one is byte. The second one is short. The third one is integer. And the fourth one is long. Now let's see byte. Byte ranges from -128 to 127. This is useful for saving memory in large arrays. And the size for this is 4 times smaller than integer. Example of how you use it: byte, whatever variable, equal sign, and then the number. As I mentioned earlier, the size is only from -128 to +127. So as soon as you put number bigger than that, it will cause an error like here. Now put it back to 127. Now let's see the second one, short. The size is bigger than byte, however, still smaller than integer. This is 2 times smaller than integer. Example of how you use it is short, and then what's the variable, and assign the value. Again, if you put value bigger than this, then it will cause an error. For example, if I put 8 there, it will cause an error because the size cannot fit. Because the size is too small, byte and short is very rare use in programming. The very common to use is the third one, which is integer, because it has a bigger size. Range from -2 billion something up to 2 billion something. And here is an example of how you use it. Integer, x equal to, and value to assign to the x. And the data type that hold whole number bigger than integer is long. So the size for long is range from -9 quintillion something to +9 quintillion something. So example of how you use it is long and then variable equal sign and then the value you want to assign. So if you wish to have a variable that can hold whole number, the choice is only integer and long because short and byte are too small. Now let's see another data type. Another data type is data type that can hold decimal numbers. There are two data types that can hold decimal numbers. The first one is float and the second one is double. The difference between float and double is in the size of the value and the precision. So for float, you are allowed to have about 6 decimal digits, but if you are using double, then you are allowed to have around 15 decimal digits. So if you are thinking to have a variable that can hold bigger decimal numbers, then your choice should be double. Another thing to pay attention, for float, there is a need for you to write f at the end of the value, because if you don't put f, then Java will consider it as double. Therefore, there is a need for you to write f. For double, there is no need for you to use d. However, if you want to use d, that's also accepted by Java.
If you learned something from this video, please subscribe and like for more videos. Thanks for watching.